11 years ago, I bought a lot in Willow Creek Farms in Brookshire when most of this corridor was nothing but pasture. I watched the highway get busier. I watched Daikin build a 4 million square foot manufacturing facility down the road. I watched Tesla announce a mega factory at Empire West. I watched HEB buy 500 acres in Hempstead. And I watched Brookshire go from a small town off Interstate 10 to one of the fastest growing relocation markets in the entire Houston metro. If you're considering a move to Brookshire in 2026, this is the complete picture. Every employer, every subdivision, every cost factor, every tax line. From someone who lives here. I'm Linda Walker, a realtor with the Sears Group, and I'm a Brookshire resident before I'm a Brookshire realtor. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's driving the demand here, where to look for a home, and what your numbers will actually look like. Let's start with what changed, because the Brookshire that was here in 2015 is not the Brookshire of 2026. The single biggest driver is industrial. Daikin, Texas Technology Park sits a few minutes from my front door. 4 million square feet of manufacturing, growing toward 10,000 workers. That alone reshaped the corridor. But Daikin isn't alone anymore. Tesla announced a mega factory at Empire West Business Park, a $200 million megapack battery operation that's hiring now and ramping to 1,500 jobs by 2028. HEB closed on 500 acres in Hempstead in 2024 to build a multi-phase distribution campus that's already under construction. Grundfos, the world's largest water pump manufacturer, has its global water group headquarters here. TMEIC, a Toshiba and Mitsubishi partnership, is building a 250,000 square foot manufacturing facility. Add Igloo's longtime headquarters, the Empire West tenant lineup with Ferguson and Professional Packaging, and the recent additions of PepsiCo, Grainger, and Memorial Hermann, and you have the second fastest growing employer corridor in the metro outside the Texas Medical Center. That's the demand side. Now let me show you what you can actually buy here. There are 3 completely different ways to live in Brookshire. Knowing which one fits you is the most important decision you'll make. The first is master planned community. This is where I live. Willow Creek Farms has been around for over a decade, and the newer communities, Bluestem, Segarra, Vanbrooke, are all selling new construction in 2026. Bluestem sits inside Royal Independent School District, 365 acres, 1,300 homes when it's built out, 3 builders with prices starting in the 280s. Bluestem's amenity center opens this April. La Segarra is a Spanish-themed 215-acre community near Pattison. 3 builders, mid-250s to 400s, also Royal ISD. Vanbrooke is the only Lamar consolidated ISD community in the immediate corridor, 250 acres along FM 359 near the West Park Tollway, 3 builders in the 275 to 350 range. The second is Acreage. If you want 1.5 to 10 acres within 30 minutes of Interstate 10, the Brookshire to Hockley corridor is one of the last places it still pencils. You're trading some commute time and a master-planned amenity package for land, privacy, and meaningful tax rate savings. Most acreage out here runs on a private well and septic system, so the diligence is different. You want a well report, a septic inspection, deed restrictions in writing, and a flood zone confirmation before you write an offer. The third is established neighborhood, older Brookshire, smaller lots, more lived-in trees, no mud on most addresses. This is the path I see less often with relocators, but more often with intra-Houston buyers who want the small-town feel without paying new construction premiums. In a moment, I'll walk you through the tax picture, the school district boundaries, the commute reality, and what's coming in 2026 and 2027, because that's the part that determines whether your move pencils. Now the tax picture, because this is where most relocators get tripped up. Brookshire is in Waller County, not Harris, and not Fort Bend. That single fact changes your tax rate. On top of the county and city rates, most master planned communities in Brookshire add a municipal utility district tax, a MUD, that funds the community infrastructure. Your effective property tax rate can run 2.3 to 2.8%, depending on which subdivision you're in. That's higher than what most out-of-state buyers expect, but it offsets 2 important things. Texas has no state income tax, and your home is your homestead, which qualifies for an exemption that takes a meaningful chunk off your taxable value if you file with Waller County Appraisal District in the first year. The school district picture matters too, not for quality rankings, but for boundary lines and tax rate. Royal ISD covers most of Brookshire, Pattison, and southern Waller County. Lamar Consolidated ISD covers Vanbrooke and parts of the full shore border. Katy ISD touches the eastern edge. Each district has its own tax rate component, and your subdivision determines which one applies. Always confirm before you write an offer. For Commute, the Brookshire reality is better than most relocators expect. For most of Brookshire, the energy corridor at Interstate 10 and Kirkwood is 25 to 30 minutes at peak hour. Downtown Houston is 40 to 45. The Med Center is 45 to 50. The Galleria is around 40. If you're working at any of the new corridor employers, Tesla, Daikin, HEB, Hempstead, Grundfos, you're inside 15 minutes.
What's coming next?
A lot. Texas Heritage Marketplace, a $400 million mixed-use development at Interstate 10 and Texas Heritage Parkway, opens its Target anchor in October 2026. 12 named tenants confirmed, including Sam's Club, Lowe's, Academy Sports, Burlington Ulta, and EOS Fitness. Hines is building a 7,000-home community in the same corridor that builds out across the next decade. Tesla ramps to 750 jobs by 2027. HEB Phase 1 opens. The corridor I bought into in 2015 is in the middle of a 10-year inflection point, and the relocators who are moving in this year are getting the front end of that curve. So if you're moving to Brookshire in 2026, here's the practical sequence. 1. Decide which of the 3 ways to live fits you: master planned, acreage, or established. 2. Layer the ISD picture on top. Which boundary line? Which tax rate? 3. Figure out your commute employer to set the radius. 4. Pull current builder incentives in your target subdivisions before you write an offer. If you want help running that sequence for your specific situation, drive times, tax rates by subdivision, current builder incentives, the live inventory in Bluestem, Segarra, Vanbrooke, Willow Creek Farms, or any of the surrounding subdivisions, DM me the word relocate, and I'll send the complete Brookshire relocation guide. Or call or text me at 630-546-1033 or visit lindawalker.searsgrp.com. I built my home here in 2015. I've lived this corridor for over a decade. If you're considering Brookshire, you're considering a town that's about to be very different from the one I bought into, but it's still Brookshire, and that's what makes it worth the move. I'm Linda Walker with the Sears Group in Katy, Texas. I'll see you in the next one.